And now from our studios in downtown Winnipeg, it's time for 107 Live.
Well, in their third decade of an extraordinary career, the Penderecki String Quartet, or the PSQ as their fans call them, has become one of the most celebrated chamber ensembles of their generation. These four musicians from Poland, Canada, and the U.S. bring their varied yet collective experience to create performances that demonstrate what the Toronto Globe and Mail describes as their remarkable range of technical excellence and emotional sweep. Their recent schedule has included concerts all over the world, as well as appearances at international festivals, including Manitoba's own Agassiz Chamber Music Festival, which launches tonight at the University of Winnipeg. Not only is this the PSQ's debut at the festival, but it will also be the first full-time professional string quartet to grace the festival stage. It is my pleasure to welcome Jeremy Bell and Jerzy Kaplanek on violin, Christine Vlyk on viola, and Katie Schleicher on cello. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, thanks so much for having us.
I hope I didn't butcher the names too much.
Fantastic job.
So I see that on social media you guys have been very busy with rehearsals and some other interesting projects, namely one with Glenn Buer. Can someone tell me about what's going on there?
Yeah, well, we started a project with Glenn a few months ago, and we did it in Waterloo, where we're all based in Ontario. And Glenn thought it went so well, he wanted to record it. So we realized there was an opportunity, us being here in Winnipeg this week, that we would tack it onto our time here, and it worked out really well. So last Friday, we put down some tracks with Glenn Buer and Scott Nolan. It was really fun.
And I see you guys were performing last night, at least two of you. Christine?
Well, Jerzy and I went to the Blues Bar, which is, I guess, an iconic, famous place in a beautiful building with Rachel and Scott. It's Scott and Rachel are partners, and it was fun. It was a really great, and the blues band that opened the show, Dave and the Blues guys, sounded amazing.
Well, it's always fun when you guys can put together things like that at an event. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, you are in your third decade of being together as an ensemble. So I wanted to ask, what drives you guys? After 3 decades, what did you start off wanting to do, and do you feel like you've accomplished it? Who wants to answer?
Well, we started with as a student group at the university and at the Academy of Music back in Poland, and actually none of us were in the group at that point. But I joined the group one after they started to concertizing, and I think the group just wanted to play. We were, it was a young energy, and we loved sharing the experience of being on stage together and getting to know the most exquisite form of music, which is chamber music, which is string quartet, the most exquisite repertoire. And that's really what has been driving us for all these years. And we love exploring this repertoire. We love playing not only within a quartet, but with other people, like at this festival. We're going to play with Paul Marlin, the artistic director, the cello. Schubert cellos quintet, and so collaborations are always fantastic for us as well. But it's the really true love for music and the repertoire that keeps us going.
You guys perform so much new music. When and how did that become important to you as an ensemble?
I think it started right. It started right at the beginning, where the quartet was always interested in exploring new compositions and newer music written in our times, and that's actually how we obtained the name of Mr. Penderecki, because we were at a competition in Łódź in Poland, where we got awarded with a special prize from Mr. Penderecki for best performance of his string quartet, and that was the quartet number 2, which, by the way, we're going to play tomorrow night. And at this point, the group was looking for a name. This was the starting point, and we asked Mr. Penderecki for permission if we could use his name for the name of our group, and he agreed, and that kind of put a little bit extra stamp or extra responsibility for us to perhaps keep going with that repertoire of new compositions and collaborating with composers. So over the years we've done many premieres. We've commissioned many composers, and we take the second Viennese school and through Bartók and Ligeti, that also has we performing those pieces this week. That takes us right to the repertoire of 20th century and 21st century.
Is that what keeps it fresh for you all?
Absolutely. And, all of that would not happen without knowledge of the music of Haydn and Beethoven. Mm-hmm. And we love playing this repertoire as well. But for sure, exploring pieces like tonight, we're playing a piece by Randolph Peters. We got music a few weeks ago, and it's a wonderful piece. I don't want to give away too much, but it actually relates to the earlier music, and I'll stop right there. But it's a wonderful work, and wonderful to see Randolph Peters again, because we've done some collaborations with him before, and to hear his comments, and it was really great to work on his piece together.
So let's talk about that. I don't know who wants to take this question about what it is that you guys will be performing at the festival. You guys are busy. You're performing, is it 5 nights out of the week? So what can we expect? In particular, let's talk about Wednesday, when it's all you guys.
Well, Wednesday, we're starting with this very soulful meditation by Joseph Suk. And then we're playing the third Bartók Quartet, which is a work that's been in our repertoire actually ever since I joined. I think I auditioned for the Penderecki Quartet with Bartók 30. So did Katie, our cellist.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe it's because it's so tricky and requires a lot of sort of heightened chamber music skills that it was a very good work for an audition. But in any case, it's a work we know, we've played a lot. And then following that, we're playing the Schubert cello quintet with Paul Marlene, which is just one of the most glorious and amazing chamber works that we can think of. So yeah, that's Wednesday night. So
Jeremy, you and Katie are the newest members, is that correct?
Yeah, well, new. I'm 20 years in. I think Katie's in her 7th season. So yeah, but
okay, so
it still
Katie,
feels fresh. I still feel young.
Well, that's good. That's important. But then, Katie, I'll direct this question to you then. What is it like coming into an ensemble that's been together for so long?
It's a challenge, but a lot of fun. So this is actually my 3rd professional string quartet to have joined. So it's like stepping into a family, stepping into very established relationships, and trying to hold my own and trying to influence where I can, and knowing where to step back and try and adjust as much as possible. But it's been so wonderful. The Schubert quintet is always one of my favorite things to do, because it gives me a chance to act as the violinists do all the time with a partner in crime, and to get a different perspective in this group that I'm now fairly familiar with, is something of a relief, I have to say, and fun, and Paul is just an incredible colleague to collaborate with. And I have to say, I hope he won't mind, but he said playing Schubert Quintet is a lot like stepping into someone else's marriage.
I love that.
And so it's nice
I've never heard
to
it
see
described
his
like, yeah,
reaction
I like
to
that.
our dynamic. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, at the risk of making me sound completely fluffy, but we've had many quartets and ensembles come in, but you guys have such a great energy about you, such a really positive and fun energy. So I can see that you guys all get along extremely well, and it's probably why the music is so good. I think you need that, right, to make beautiful music. So with that being said, I can't believe you guys are going to be performing for us. So what are you performing for us?
This is one of Joseph Haydn's later string quartets. This is Opus 76, number 5 in D major, and it was written around 1796.
All right. I'll let you guys set up. So, ladies and gentlemen, and for our 107 Live, the Penderecki String Quartet live in the Classic 107 studio. Don't stop. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. These are the things that make me love my job even more than I normally do. The incredible Penderecki String Quartet live in the Classic 107 studio. PSQ is performing throughout the week at the Agassiz Chamber Music Festival. Wednesday night's concert is completely devoted to the ensemble. For more information and a complete schedule and, of course, tickets, all you have to do is go to agassizfestival.com. Tonight's opening night concert is at 7:30, and it all takes place at Eckhart Grammaté Hall in the University of Winnipeg.
From our studios in downtown Winnipeg, you've been listening to 107 Live, Classic 107's intimate concert series, the soundtrack for your life.